Hey everyone, X World. Due to my work schedule, I was not able to make a review last week for chapter 841. I was going to make it on my first day off this week, Monday, but I decided to wait. And after chapter 842 was released, I decided just to merge the reviews together. But then I came up with the crazy idea of instead of doing a review on each individual chapter, do a review on what the chapters were basically on. So I'll be doing this review on the Sanji flashback and Luffy vs. Cracker fight. Now I'm going to start off with the Sanji flashback. In the flashback, we learned a few things. We learned that Judge and Vegapunk used to work together. We possibly learned why Vegapunk works with the government, that he was arrested at some point in time and is possibly working to gain his freedom or working to keep from being imprisoned. This is not too surprising due to the fact that most people had the theory that Vegapunk works for the revolutionaries due to the augmentations that he made to Kuma and how he left Kuma with the command to guard the Straw Hat ship, which is something he did not have to do. It wasn't a big shock to find out that he was arrested before, but to know that learn that Judge was a scientist was quite a little bit of a shock. Another thing we learned was that Sanji and his brothers and his sister are all genetically enhanced, and Sanji's genetic enhancements never took, so he remained to be normal. This was a disappointment to his father, so his father pretended he was dead and locked him away. I find this didn't add any more despicableness to me to the Vinsmokes, because to me, from what we already knew about them, they really couldn't get more despicable than what they already was. From the first moment we met Judge, the way that first scene where Sanji and Judge go up against each other, to me that shows just who type of person he was, and he reached rock bottom then. So for me, although I enjoyed the flashback, getting to see Sanji's past, to me, we didn't learn as much new information as I think we could have within 3 chapters. But nonetheless, I still enjoyed the flashback. And to find out that Reiju is not a bad person, she just goes along with it to keep from being bullied. Which, I mean, I have my feelings on, but in the end, her call. Now, something I want to bring up from the flashback, something that we didn't necessarily need to see, because where the story was going, it wasn't something that was really needed. But nonetheless, I'm glad we get to see, and I hope we get to see more of this character, which is Sanji's mother. Now, Sanji's mother, there's 2 things I noticed about her parents. 1, she looks like Reiju, and 2, she looked like the photo of the lady that Sanji seen on the St. Brice back in the Sky Island arc, right when before they went to Jaya, when the ship fell out the sky. Now, that ship was from the Brice Kingdom, which is in the South Blue. Now, there's a couple things I find interesting about this, which is 1, Brice is French word for breakage. And we all know Sanji has a French theme going on with him. So, possibly could his mother have a connection to this picture from 200 years ago? Possibly could this be her ancestor and that she could be from Brice Kingdom? Possibly that it could have been a marriage between Germa and Brice to unite them, or to get Germa on the side to fight, or maybe his mother was possibly payment for Germa fighting a war for Brice. I think it would be interesting to see more of his mother's relationship with Judge, mainly to see how Judge felt about Sanji's mother. That would be something I'm very interested in seeing. And like I said, I hope we get more from her because of the brief moments we got. To me, was not. It wasn't enough to merit putting the character in, considering once again we really didn't need her for where the story was going. Something that I find interesting is that Oda likes Game of Thrones. It's been stated that he likes Game of Thrones, and I I see a lot of comparisons between the way the Vinsmokes treat Sanji to how the Lannisters treat Tyrion. And if anyone's ever read the Song of Ice and Fire books, the books that the Game of Thrones show was based off of, you know that Tyrion's first wife was sent away by his father. And Tyrion ends up killing his father and requesting to find out where she's at, in which he does not find out. But the thing that it made me think of, at least for a moment, I guess you could say this is a theory, but I'm not 100% strong on this theory, is that possibly Sanji's mother is still alive. And that she will have a future role to play, possibly dealing with something from her kingdom that she will end up giving Sanji, or some history from her kingdom that will end up helping the Straw Hats, or something like that. If she really is from Greece, maybe the reason they went to get someone from the South Blue went to a Sky Island 200 years ago. It'll be interesting to see if that is the case. Like I said, it's not a theory that I am leaning highly on that she is alive, but it is something that crossed my mind, so I thought I would bring it up. But that's all I have for the Sanji review. I'm going to now move on to the Luffy versus Cracker fight. And mainly, I want to start off with the end, and Luffy's revealing of his new form, Tank Man. I enjoyed this form. Honestly, I think a lot of people's questioning, was it something he came up with on the fly, or was it something that he had already worked on when he was on the island with Rayleigh training? I believe Tank Man, the form of Tank Man, is something that he worked on. That he had this form already. But I feel the full version of it might have been something he did on the fly, because of the fact that he was simply full. And a lot of people have commented on when Cracker attacked him, his sword was not coated in hockey. Well, one, when Cracker started his attack, Luffy was not in Gear 4 for the time. Luffy went into Gear 4 as Cracker was attacking him. So it's a good possibility Cracker was not able to coat his sword in hockey right quick enough to counter Luffy's going into Gear 4. And it would make sense that he wouldn't, after 11 hours of fighting, he wouldn't just waste hockey attacking someone who was not using hockey. So we got to see Cracker attack him and get sucked into his stomach. And then, once he got sucked in, Luffy blasted him back out. Now, to me, as he was blasting him out, it looks like he used a blast of hockey. Like he forced his hockey off his body, and that's what, like it was more than just the elasticity. It was actually a blast of hockey that came off of Luffy as he released the attack that knocked Cracker back. I am curious to see if this is the case and if Luffy can release hockey from his body too. Because if I remember correctly, when Rayleigh taught Luffy to use, when he was showing Luffy form of haki, the elephant didn't touch really. It was a little bit away from him when he knocked it away. Another thing I want to touch on this fight was everyone's theory. There was two theories that everyone had about this fight, which a lot of people were in argument about, didn't believe it happened. One, that Luffy would eat the biscuits, which we actually got to see, which was an unorthodox method to me. And then the second thing was Nami using rain in order to make the biscuits soft. Another unorthodox method. Now I really like this fight for a few reasons. First, yes, it started off serious and then sort of got to an unorthodox point, but I don't think that Luffy would be able to beat, at this stage in his power level and his capabilities, would have been able to beat a Yonko commander without getting unorthodox. So that was something that I enjoyed, that this fight, to me, this fight went through in a natural progression of Luffy started off, his regular stuff was not working because he couldn't, so he came up, so an unorthodox method had to come up in order to defeat this person. The other thing I like to mention is the thing that I really loved about the fight was that Nami and Luffy was fighting together. And the reason I like this is the fact that it's brought up, Nami brings it up in chapter 842, this is a pirate's fight. And throughout this arc, starting from the point when Luffy ate the poison and they ran into Sanji, there's to me has been mentions and little hints and different little things pointing out to how a pirate is supposed to act. Like things with what Big Mom is doing versus how the Straw Hats do things. And it's nice to see them basically fight like pirates, to see the Straw Hats step up and fight like pirates. I believe that's going to be a thing for future arcs, is that them fighting like pirates, because now they're not in paradise anymore, which is what they call the first half of the Grand Line. And I believe now they might have to team up against enemies, where you used to see Luffy take on an enemy one-on-one, or Sanji take on an enemy one-on-one, or Zoro take an enemy on one-on-one, and well, most of the Straw Hats have one-on-one fights. They might have two-on-one fights now, or stuff like that, because it's no longer just going to be that simple. So that was a nice thing that I did like to see. The thing I want to bring up, do you think Cracker is defeated, or will he come back? I think he's done with. I think Luffy's going to go on to head towards Sanji unopposed. I don't think he's going to face another Yonko command. I don't think another one's coming, because I don't think anyone believed that he would actually beat Cracker. With that said, that is all I have for this review. Feel free to comment below your thoughts and opinions on this video, and if you have any thoughts and opinions on anything I went over, or your thoughts just in general on the chapters. I would love to hear your opinions on any of those topics, because I would love to make my videos better, and I love talking to anyone about One Piece. But that's it for me. Until next time, may your journeys be full of awesomeness. And feel free to subscribe if you would like to see more of my content. Thank you for watching.